Hey everyone, in today's video we're going to make a pony bead strawberry. Let's get started. To make this project you're going to need a red yarn, red pony beads, the yellow and green in here, 5mm crochet hook, and a yarn needle. I'm going to put up a graphic. The yellow beads show the seeds of the strawberry. You follow it from the upper left column all the way down and up to the right column. Each color shows a number next to it, and that's the number of beads that you're going to put on your needle. Any white box with a dot in them is just empty space, so just ignore that. That's just showing the negative space around this pattern that I mapped out on the graph. So I'm going to demonstrate this for you. So I'm going to thread my needle here, and I'm going to start putting these beads on the needle. So I'm going to look at the upper left corner, and it's 12 red beads. So I'm just going to count the 12. Then you see a white square with a dot in the middle that says 25, skip that. Then I'm going to do 15 red. Then we're going to do 1 yellow. So I'm just going to grab a yellow from that assortment. 2 red, skip that white square that says 20. Then we're going to do 24 red. So here are all my beads strung. And to avoid any tangles, I'm just going to drop that skein yarn on the floor. This is going to get very heavy very fast. So we're going to begin with a magic ring. I'm going to leave a fairly long tail. Got some beads here. Because the pony beads are loose, you can kind of just let them slide down. To begin my first stitch, I'm going to slide the bead down. Insert my hook. First round is always annoying though. And I'm just going to do a single crochet as if that bead wasn't even there. Here's the next one. Slide the bead down, yarn over. We're going to do 6 single crochet. So there's our 6 single crochet. Now you want the beads to be facing away from you. So I'm going to begin closing this magic ring. I'm not going to close it entirely though. I'm going to start pulling on it just so that I can get my hook into the next stitch. You can see your stitches are facing you and the beads will be on the outside. And it always looks a little messy in the beginning, but it all kind of neatens up as you go along. So now I'm going to do a single crochet into the first stitch of my new round. So I'm bringing down a bead. I'm going to do a single crochet and then an increase all the way around. Here's the single crochet. I'm going to put a stitch marker, and now I'm going to do my increases. So I always refer to increases as A and B. So there's A and B. And we're back to the stitch marker. Now you can see some of these beads are starting to pop through the middle. Just push them out. At this point, we can close this magic ring a lot more. Pull on it as much as you can. And you can see that that's starting to tighten up together. For the next round, we're going to do 2 single crochets and then an increase. So we're going to bring down a bead. I'm going to do 1 single crochet, second single crochet, and then the increase, which is A and B. I'm going to keep going. So this is what the inside of it looks like. And now you see that we're starting to get the beginnings of the strawberry. Now we're going to do a single crochet and then an increase all the way around. So I'm going to refer to the singles as 1. And then in the next stitch is the increase. So we have A and B all the way around. Now we're just going to do 1 single crochet in each stitch around with no increases. So it's just 1 in each stitch. Now I'm going to do 2 single crochet and then an increase. I'm going to go into my first stitch. This is 1, 2, and then the increase, A, B, all the way around. So this is what we have so far, and that's what the inside looks like. And now we're going to do single crochets all the way around with no increases. Now I'm going to do 3 single crochet and then an increase. 1, 2, 3, A, and B. And I'm going to go all the way around. Now we're going to do 2 full rounds of only single crochets, going around this twice with no increases. So this is what I have so far. Now I'm going to begin doing some decreases because we're almost done. I'm going to do 3 single crochets and then a decrease. 1, 2, 3. And then I'm going to do an invisible decrease. So I'm going to bring the bead down and insert the hook into the front loop of the next stitch, front loop of the stitch next to that. Yarn over, bring the yarn just through those 2 loops, yarn over, bring it through the remaining 2. And you do that all the way around. Now we're going to do 2 single crochet and then an invisible decrease. So 1, 2, bring down a bead and do the decrease. Go all the way around. We're up to our last round. I'm going to stuff this when I'm done just because it's easier to hold if you can squish it around. This is not very easy on the hands. I suggest waiting on stuffing as long as you can. I'm going to do 1 single crochet and then a decrease all the way around, and then we're done. 1, decrease. Continue going along. I've completed the body of the strawberry. So I have this last remaining stitch here. So I'm just going to cut a long tail and I'm just going to secure this final stitch. I'm just going to do a slip stitch to even it out a little. I'm not going to bother with an invisible join because you're not going to see any of this. And I'm just going to secure this with a knot. So there's the base of the strawberry. Let's look at our magic ring. I'm going to tighten this. You can kind of squish the beads around a little bit. So I'm going to pull this tail into the center also. And these will just be tucked in when we stuff and put everything together. Now I'm going to make the leaves. I have green yarn and I'm just going to string a bunch of green beads onto this yarn. I'm stringing 75 green beads. Here's my green beads stranded, and I'm going to leave a very long tail before I do anything because I need that to sew the leaves onto the strawberry. A magic circle, and I'm going to do 5 beaded single crochets inside the magic ring. Just as we did before, we're going to start to close up this magic ring. And the beads need to be facing away from you. Now all I'm going to do is a slip stitch. I'm going to chain 5, so I'm going to be creating my leaves by creating a chain and then working into the stitches back down. So I'm going to chain 5 with the beads. So I'm going to bring a bead down to the base, yarn over and do a chain 1, 2. And the trick is to do this loosely. 3, 4, and 5. Now we're going to do a slip stitch into the first stitch, and I'm not going to use a bead. Then I'm going to go back to my beads. I'm going to bring a bead down, and I'm going to do a single crochet. Bring another bead down into the next stitch. I'm going to do a half double crochet. Bring another bead down, and in the 4th stitch of the chain, I'm going to do a double crochet. So it will look like that, and this is what it looks like on the other side. I'm going to do a slip stitch into the next stitch with no bead. And then I'm going to do this again. I just finished my 5th leaf. This is the double crochet right here. And all I'm going to do is a slip stitch into that first stitch And then I'm going to cut a long tail just in case I need this end for weaving also. And I'm going to secure this with a knot. So I'm going to just pull on my magic ring and make sure that that's completely closed. And now I'm going to stuff the strawberry and attach this to the top, and then we're done. Now we're going to stuff the strawberry. So leave this long tail out because we do need this to close up the top. I'm just going to put some stuffing. You're not going to need a lot because the beads are very stable and help it keep its shape. But I'm going to put some. Okay, so there's the stuffing. Now I have my needle. I'm going to thread this end here. And I'm going to close this up. I'm going to go around the whole thing, and I'm going to put this needle into the back loop of every stitch. I had to change to a bent needle because this has no give whatsoever. I'm going to go into the back loop of every stitch. So I've gone all the way around, and now I'm just going to pull on this tail, and that closes up the hole. So I'm going to pull kind of tight, and then I'm going to tie this off. And I'm going to just pull this tail through the center and cut it. And there's the base of the strawberry finished. Now we're going to sew the leaves onto the top. So I'm going to use this bent needle some more. And remember how I said to have this very long tail? We're going to use it right now. I have some yarn pins here that I'm going to use just to hold this in place. You can use any type of pins you want. Just position it however you want it. Make sure everything is centered. Now using this long tail, I'm going to begin sewing this onto the piece. And the way I do this is I just go wherever the needle will take me. So there's really no rhyme or reason to this. All of these long loops are interior, so it's not a big deal. Go wherever the needle will let you. And sometimes things kind of scooch around as you're doing this, so you might have to reposition. It's fine. I don't want the leaves really tight. So now I'm just going to pull this strand out the bottom. So there's the strawberry completed. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you decide to make this project, please let me know. Please like and subscribe. Bye-bye.